The city of Wheat Ridge has a rich farming history going back to the early 1800s. The Wheat Ridge High School mascot is the farmers, so obviously Wheat Ridge has a rich farming history that we like to continue in this day and age in 2011. The goal of urban agriculture is to encourage people to grow their food at their own property and to possibly sell it if they want to, participate in farmers markets, and to create that sustainability within the community that people can actually help feed themselves. Anything you can do to save money and grow your own food is a great way to sustain your community.
In Wheat Ridge, urban agriculture is important because it is a great part of our heritage. Wheat Ridge was a farming community who supplied all the food to the goldfields and to area restaurants and shops for quite a long time. It's also important too, in this day and age of increasing sustainability, to have locally grown food that's fresh, that's healthy. It also gets you out in the yard, gets you exercise. When you're out working in the garden, you meet your neighbors. It just really is beneficial in so many different ways.
So obviously Wheat Ridge has a fantastic agricultural background, and what's really exciting about what we've done right now is the beginning of creating a community-based infrastructure to allow for the production and delivery of local food, high-quality food.
We've been working on a few different ordinance changes, specifically to our zoning code, to make it more friendly to a variety of different urban agriculture, urban farming types of land uses, ranging from farmers markets to produce stands to community gardens.
We already have really flexible zoning code regulations when it comes to keeping animals on your property or even being able to grow and sell produce from your home. However, our zoning code was really lacking when it came to some larger uses such as a community garden or a farmer's market. These uses really just weren't addressed in the code at all. So what the city started doing about a year ago was researching different ways to regulate those kinds of uses so that we can really encourage them in the city and make it clear where they are allowed. The result is that we have a pretty comprehensive ordinance that addresses a category we call urban gardens, and that would include community gardens as well as some more smaller scale farming type activities where you might have what you call community supported agriculture, where a group of people grow produce that then residents can buy shares of and have access to that food that's been grown right here in Wheat Ridge.
We took a hard look at ways that we could improve our zoning code to make sure that we're being supportive of urban farming and really want to be on the leading edge in Colorado of allowing a variety of urban farming activities.
Farmers markets, produce stands, and urban gardens will be allowed in all of the zone districts in the city.
Live Well Wheat Ridge is a community movement in Wheat Ridge. We are funded by Live Well Colorado. We are a movement to reduce and prevent obesity by increasing access to fresh fruits and vegetables and increasing environments that support physical activity. Live Well Wheat Ridge partnered with Jefferson Conservation District, CREA Results, and the Center for Research Strategies to implement a healthy food assessment for Wheat Ridge. We ask questions about individuals' preferences related to accessing, growing, selling, and buying produce in Wheat Ridge. Call to Access to Healthy Food and the City of Wheat Ridge report, published in May 2011. We got a lot of great information from our community. About half of our respondents have gardens at home. 3/4 of those grow vegetables. And for those who don't have gardens at home, we asked them why. About half said they don't have the space. A little over 1/4 of them said they don't have time to garden. And a little under 1/4 of them says that they don't like to garden. We asked our community about whether they access produce from farmers markets, stands, and half of them stated that they access produce or purchase produce from farmers markets, stands, and gardens. Roughly half of our respondents go to the Wheat Ridge Farmers Market. 92% of those surveyed say it is important for Wheat Ridge markets to carry locally grown produce. We were thrilled to provide this information to Planning Commission, city staff, and city council members as they were moving through the zoning code amendment process related to urban agriculture. We hope this information will inform the process and provide valuable information to decision makers. We are here today with our Access to Fresh Fruits and Vegetable Task Force. We are at the Richards Hart Estate. This is our monthly meeting. Our Access to Fresh Fruits and Vegetable Task Force is made up of many community members. We come together to talk about the vital components to create environments to support urban agriculture.
You know, we have to understand what the neighborhood is and how it plays a role in defining a city and creating a city. And it's really, you look at the neighborhood scale, it's pretty small scale, but that's really the basic building block of a city.
Through that task force has come people from many different walks of life and generations and interests. We've had folks who've been longtime gardeners who have goats and chickens and who've been in agriculture their whole lives. We have new folks that have moved to town and who are just interested in a healthy lifestyle and producing food in their yard rather than watering their lawn. So we've come together and tried to figure out ways where we could increase access to fresh food and vegetables through urban agriculture, through urban farming.
Really believing that the first step to helping create a sustainable neighborhood is letting people know that, first of all, where our food comes from now, why that's not sustainable, why that's not healthy, and especially for low-income communities, why they don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables.
Well, the great thing about the task force is that everybody really comes to the table. Every economic level, every type of profession. It's not even just gardeners. It's people who are interested in cleaner food environment.
It's really important for people to get together, discuss their points of view, and figure out what they can do to make their food environment better, healthier, and more clean. In the Access for Fresh Fruits and Vegetables Task Force, we have a big opportunity to be able to avoid eating like astronauts and make sure that folks know that it's just as easy to eat clean and fresh food as it is to just go buy something frozen or microwavable at the grocery store.
Another great resource we already have in the city is the Wheat Ridge Farmers Market, which is located on Wadsworth Boulevard in front of the Big Lots store near 44th Avenue. A lot of residents already enjoy this great amenity and are able to buy produce that's been grown locally. The farmers market is in its second year. It runs June through October and is open every Thursday during those months. One of the great resources that the city, in partnership with Live Well Wheat Ridge and the Jefferson Conservation District, has available is a zoning guide. It's geared specifically to residents and those who live on residential properties. It covers essentially anything related to urban agriculture, from building greenhouses to keeping animals, including bees or chickens or even larger animals. It covers exactly what you can do under each of those categories per our zoning code. And that document is available with the planning department at City Hall as well as on our website. A great example of one of the uses we're trying to encourage with the changes to our regulations is being able to do community gardening on all kinds of property. And we have a senior living facility located off of 38th Avenue in Wheat Ridge that's just added some garden plots for their residents.
It's important to have the garden because it brings the residents out. It gives them something to do. It's social activities for them, and it's just nice to be in the fresh air.
It's therapeutic. I get good stuff to eat. I haven't done this since I was a child.
When springtime comes, my fingers get itchy to be in soil again. So I was very excited when we were told we might have a little garden space up here.
Gardening, especially community gardening, can be a great way to get neighborhood residents engaged and feeling positive about their community. Residents come together, get to know each other, meet people who live in their neighborhood, and really start to feel a stake in their community.
I think that they benefit the community by letting the neighbors get out there and get to know each other. They get to talk and work with each other.
When everything is in bloom, it's just gorgeous. And I'm so happy that this place decided to give us a nice garden. As you can see, it looks like a paradise.
Obviously, it's a great asset for them. Being able to get outdoors. It's a high-rise, so they have fairly small living quarters, and the plots are a way for them to get outside, enjoy growing some flowers and vegetables that they can share with other residents, and just a great example of the kind of use we're trying to encourage.
The city has had for many years a very successful community garden called Happiness Gardens.
When I first started gardening, there was a club called the Wheat Ridge Men's Garden Club. I've lived here for 38 years and I gardened in this spot here, various places over here, various plots for about 25 years. I enjoy gardening here because you can produce an awful lot of produce, more than you can eat really on a little plot like this.
There's so many nice people up here and we share ideas, and I can't get enough of looking at everything and seeing it change from week to week. Sometimes I'll be up here and I won't even be able to work on the garden because someone will call me and say, oh, come look at this. It's just fun, and then once things start coming in, you have to come up almost every day to check on your harvest, and that's when it really gets fun.
There are also a lot of people who garden here that don't have a yard. They live in condos or townhouses or apartments, and they don't have any opportunity besides a pot on their front porch.
For the community, I know for me personally, I don't have a plot this big and I don't have the sun in my yard. So for me, gosh, it's just great. This is sun all day.
It's very, very enjoyable to come up here, not only for the products you're producing, but just sit down and talk to the people. That's what I enjoy most. We've had a lot of cooperation up here. Everybody is always willing to help anyone.
There's certainly a local movement to consume what grows nearby. And so this is another way that we as individuals can keep the local movement going.
As Councilmember Mike Stites always says, find it and buy it in Wheat Ridge. Within the next year or two, our goal is to see people buying fresh fruits and vegetables within the city of Wheat Ridge at farmers markets, produce stands, and urban gardens.
Certainly engaging individuals in our community in agriculture, getting outdoors, working, and being connected to our food sources is extremely valuable. Growing local food obviously allows it to be a high quality food source, oftentimes organic and obviously fresh. In a big way, what the city is doing right now is going to provide for an economic infrastructure to be built up around this as well, that will help local citizens exercise some of their entrepreneurial energies into agriculture.
I think it's a really exciting time to be in a community where we're kind of in equal parts working on two very different fronts. On the one hand, we're trying to embrace our really strategic urban location and densify some of our urban corridors, and at the same time embracing our rural past and working to make sure that we can retain agricultural uses within the city.
There's so much change out here that we have seen. There's just so much different now than it used to be. And I think it's just as good now, if not better, than it's ever been.
The thrill of seeing something grow, that's what I love the best. Just about everything you see here I started from seed. To see that life grow from a hard shell that's been just sitting there dormant for who knows how long. You tended it, you nurtured it, and now you've got all of this great stuff that you bring to the kitchen and cook with.